dark to the voices that bridge the gap between worlds. This is where science meets the supernatural. Welcome to EVP Explorations with Todd Bates, the show dedicated to the mysteries of electronic voice phenomenon and spirit communication. Each week, we dive deep into the art and science of capturing spirit voices, uncovering the unknown through informative interviews, in-depth discussions, and hands-on techniques to teach you the craft of EVP recording. Join us live every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central, right here on the Sacred Spiral Network, where the voices of the past come to life and the journey into the beyond begins. Now here is your host, Todd Bates.
And a good evening, one and all. Welcome, EVP Explorations Live, right here on the Sacred Spiral Network. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to catch this live show. I know it's real rough, but we have got a great one planned for you tonight. Longtime friend, fellow investigator, Donna Tilley is going to be joining us here in a little while. We're going to be analyzing an EVP live, hence the headphones going old school tonight. Definitely a big tip. Wear them over the ear when you're processing any kind of recording. Now, like I said, we're going to be analyzing this live. You guys are going to see it in Audition. I'm just going to screen share, and we're going to go through Donna's EVP after we get her on here in just a moment. Hang tight for that. But welcome, everybody. While you guys are trickling in, getting settled, I'll just get some announcements here going. I wanted to, first and foremost, thank each and every single one of you for your prayers, your positive thoughts this way. There's a lot going on with Sherry, but she is going to be okay. And I wanted to take a second to kind of explain what's happening. That way, it's easier to do it this way than type it out in Facebook and things. They did find a mass on her right lung. It hasn't grown in a while. They're going to watch it. It's renal carcinoma, I believe they called it. We're going to watch it, get it checked here in the next 3-4 months and see if it's grown. If it grows, they're simply just going to remove it. And hopefully everything goes well with that. We'll know more in a few months. We'll definitely keep you guys posted on all of that. So thank you for the positive thoughts, the prayers, the healing you're sending, the energy healing. My goodness, it's all welcome. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing people. The support I've gained from you over the years is unfathomable. Can't record it. So thank you for that. And Sherry, she thanks you for that as well. And she's doing good. She's staying positive, keeping positive. We both are. Got a new dishwasher today, so that's a good thing. So there's a lot of fun times, ahead yet to be had. So definitely we'll keep you posted on the rest here. So now other things I wanted to talk about as well. Big milestone, our Facebook discussion group. You guys are awesome with that. Absolutely fantastic with that discussion group. And it's a great place, a safe place to discuss EVP ITC a little bit as well in there too. And kind of go back to our roots a little bit, go back to the basics and so forth, and introduce some new things. It's a great meeting place. It's, like I said, a safe place to discuss these things. And you guys are more than welcome to do so and join us there on Facebook. Just search EVP Explorations Group. We hit over 1,100 members. That's awesome. I mean, it's a new group. A lot of interested people, a lot of great minds in there, a lot of pioneers in there, a lot of education and information in there, folks. Just check the file section. There's guides, there's articles, there's whatever you guys need in there, whatever you guys need. And also, I've been busy and revamped the website, evpexplorations.com. It's got all your free courses up there. Those are free of charge. You just register for the things, go in there, have some fun, learn, document. A lot of good stuff up there for you. You can now watch the show live from the website. Those of you folks that don't like social media, not on social media, You can now watch it directly from the website. Just go to the website and click watch live, and it has a box there with a little chat box underneath if you want to put any messages or anything in there for you. Now, say some hellos to all you fine people. My goodness. Of course, there's my Sherry. Hi, hon. She's here hanging out. God love her. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Great to see you, John, my friend. My goodness. It's been a long time, my friend. Evelyn, thank you so much. Thank you. And good evening to you as well. And Sandy. Sherry loves her cardinal, hun. She loves it. We're going to get some pictures here of that too. Sandy made a handmade cardinal and it lights up. Oh, it's gorgeous. Sherry loves cardinals. So thank you for that, Sandy. And, you folks, what we're doing tonight is going to be an open discussion review night. Those of you just joining in here. And we're going to get Donna Tilley on here in just a little while. We're going to discuss one of her files that she captured and sent over. She has graciously decided to come on the show this evening so we can talk about it, kind of analyze it right here live for you. So all that's coming up. You guys hang tight. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to get Donna on the show and we're going to get started. More EVP Explorations on the way. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to explore the unknown? Dive into the world of the strange, mysterious, and unexplained with EVP Expeditions magazine. Each issue is packed with spine-tingling tales, cutting-edge paranormal investigations, and exclusive insights into hauntings, cryptids, UFOs, and more. Whether you're a seasoned investigator or just love a good ghost story, EVP Expeditions magazine has something for you. Join our growing community of truth seekers and adventure lovers. Subscribe today at EVPExpeditionsMagazine.com and unlock the secrets of the supernatural. Are you ready? That's EVPExpeditionsMagazine.com, where the extraordinary is just a click away. Dare to discover.
7 minutes past the hour. Welcome back. EVP Explorations live right here on Sacred Spiral Network. And those of you that's joining us tonight, we're having an open discussion review show. Welcome to the show. It's going to be an amazing episode. We're all going to screw up and learn something tonight. This is good stuff. What we have, Donna Tilley. Now, I've been friends with her for several years. Can't even remember how long it's been that long. And we used to investigate together. She's just an amazing individual, great researcher, sharp as a tack, and a very quick learner. And she had captured a file and wanted me to take a look at it to compare a few things, analyze it a little bit, get my opinion. And it was just an amazing opportunity for you fine folks to see an EVP analyze from start to finish. We're not going to get in too much detail this evening. That's in a further show. We'll get into some detail. But we're going to go through that start from finish and get Donna's story. And hi, Jennifer. Great to see you, hon. We're going to get Donna's story here in just 1 second. Once we bring her up, we're going to get started. But I want you folks to get ready because we're going to be playing that EVP on the show before it's analyzed, and then we're going to be playing it again after it's analyzed to see if you guys can maybe hear a difference, tell a difference, or just see the difference and how little it takes to make one of these files pop. Hi, Cynthia. Great to see you, and thank you. And without further ado, let's bring Donna up here and welcome her to the show. Donna, it's great to have you. Great to see you. It's been so long.
It has. Thanks, Todd, for bringing me on.
Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, EVP research, EVP anything these days, it's kind of, like we talked a little bit about before the show, it's kind of gone to the wayside a little bit. People are wanting real time. They're wanting now. They're dropping it. Some say it's even going dead in the field. I disagree. I think there's a lot more that EVP has to offer. But what got you started in all this, Donna, back in the day? what triggered your fancy to jump into a field that's filled with the unknown like this?
It was in the late 90s. I read a book by Kathleen Ramsland called Ghost. And in that book, she talked about going out like to a cemetery and taking the pictures and getting orbs. Yeah. And at that time, orbs were kind of a, ooh, it's an orb.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
It was a big thing. And then I got into using the recorder and using camcorder with tapes in them back then. Yep. We didn't have digital back then.
Yeah, the old high 8 tapes they called.
Yeah. So I started doing those, and then our paths crossed in Vincennes, and then really started getting into the audio part. And that's more of a kickstart for me. I get more excited with the audio.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, especially with AI, videos and photos are always going to be scrutinized.
They are.
But I guess my thing is that I love doing what I do, and I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything or convert somebody into believing if they're not a believer. I just love going out, especially when you get an intelligent response, and there's just absolutely no way that's a coincidence that it said exactly that moment. So that's pretty exciting.
That's what it's all about, is getting some kind of response, something. Yeah. You're going out there for hours and hours on end. You're talking to thin air, Donna. I mean, you're talking into complete darkness at times. And a lot of times you get static, a lot of times you get static, but there's those moments where you've worked hard. You've thought about what questions you're going to ask at this location. That question comes out, you get a response. Wow.
Yeah.
That makes, and it's almost like it takes all of that boredom you had, all of that despair that you had, it just rips it all out of you. You're just instantly excited because you got a response. Now, what you had captured here is a very intelligent response.
Yeah.
Now, the difference is, for those of you folks that are, just starting out in this, I know a lot of you are, you have a residual EVP that a lot of times those are captured. Those are basically recordings playing over and over and over. Limestone foundations, places of that nature hold a lot of residual activity. As to where you have a traditional home and an intelligent home, that's a little different. that's where you get the response. You may, for example, apparition sightings that's another one, Donna, we can throw in here. Apparition sightings, most of those are residual sightings. They're just residual energy because there's no interaction with them. The same goes with EVP. It's a similar kind of thing, I feel.
Yeah.
And to take those EVP, those captures, and to have a good solid question in front of them with an intelligent response after, that's exactly what we want. They've answered a question. Finally, we can take a question out of the question box and turn it into an answer. So
it's like being a kid on Christmas morning and getting exactly what you asked for.
It's so rewarding. It really is. And you build anticipation. Now, I know, I get it, folks. Real time is now. And I know we're in a now kind of society. But to have that build up, that excitement, that anticipation, that brings back just good old fashioned human emotions as well when you're doing these EVP recordings. And with real time, sure, it's great to get an immediate response. That's how we're used to conversing with each other. But to get a delayed conversation, you work and you fish and you fish and you fish. And then sometimes you land that big one. It's self-rewarding. It really is. And I enjoy the patience of going through. I enjoy the tedious work of analyzing these files and going through these files. And I can only hope that spreads on, Donna, that people also, like yourself, enjoy this work. It's a craft. It's a skill. It's not something you just, I want to do this now. It's not that simple. It's better to learn a few things, train your ear, train your eyes, There's so many things that can happen during a session, and people take that for granted, I think. I know I have in the past. You should always be aware of your surroundings during one of these sessions, because you never know what's going to happen. You could be asking a question. They can't manifest a voice, but boy, they can manifest themselves. You better be paying attention in that far corner that's dark over there, because you don't know what's going to appear, what could appear. So always be on your toes with these things as well. Now, what I want to get into before we play this for them is a location, a good setting. Now, you don't have to describe the history if you don't want to or anything like that, Donna, but just the type of building, because we've discussed doing sessions in clients' homes. We've discussed doing them in buildings and so forth, the differences in the sounds, the background noises, and so forth. So if you could, just tell us about the location where you captured this, and we'll see what we can do to get started.
Well, this one is captured in an auditorium that has a lot of history. It's actually in New Harmony, Indiana. Mm-hmm. And it was a group. I was with a group at the time, and they had set up an investigation. And I was one of the leads, and I had my area. It was up in the lounge area, and we were spaced different places where the sound would not interfere with each other. And everybody was doing something different. I had audio. They were doing Paranormal 101 in one of the groups, and they were doing dowsing rods and then the Etsy's. And so I had my group up, and I don't want to give too much away. And we're asking questions. And we were getting some, like when they asked their favorite color, which specific questions are important. If somebody just says blue, and you didn't ask anything, but if you ask what their favorite color is, or what their father did, or do they remember their mother's name, and you get responses. This particular one, there was a photo hanging on the wall, and I asked to tell me who's in that photo, and it did. So
okay, and that is exactly what we're looking for, are identifiers during these captures. Yeah. Just like that, you ask a question, you're listening for a response, and then you share that with everyone else to see if they hear the same response, and then of course you classify your EVP. And what she has is a fantastic. Now, folks, I just want to warn you. I've only heard this one time. I had to test the audio, so I've only heard this one time. It hasn't been altered in any way. It has only been loaded into Adobe Audition, and of course, I loaded it here onto StreamYard so you guys can hear it before we analyze it. Now, what we're going to do is play the file for you 3 times, and you guys drop in the comments what you think you hear, and then we're going to analyze it, and we're going to see if it's any different for you, if it's any better, or if it's even any worse, because a lot of times less is more. Like I've always said with these files, less is more. So tune your ears in, take a moment, put on some headphones if you can. That's why I'm wearing the old cans tonight. And put on some headphones if you can, and really concentrate, focus, close your eyes on what you're going to hear. I'm going to loop it for you 3 times. And if you guys need me to play it again, just let me know. We'll play it again. But I want you to have a good feeling without getting any audio pareidolia. So that's why we're only playing it 3 times, and that's it. Without getting any of that, focus on the question that Donna is asking, and then really pay attention. Start paying attention after that question for all you new folks listening. This is how you kind of narrow things down. And these are how these EVP are normally captured, just like Donna had captured it. So it's a pretty amazing file here, folks. So we're going to play this for you now 3 times. Let us know what you think it says in the comments.
Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture?
Okay. Now, drop in the comments what you think you hear in that response. Because what we're going to do is we're going to analyze this file and we're going to see, okay, we want to make sure, and which Donna already has, because Donna knows what she's doing. She knows this isn't background noise. And of course, I trust Donna as well. So she knows this isn't background noise. This isn't kind of any false positive. So what we're going to look for is maybe it left a spirit vocal print is what I like to see. So we'll look at that in the spectral view in a moment. But first, we may try to amplify this a little bit and do a couple of amplification techniques with this file. And that's probably all I would do. We're not going to slow anything down yet. We're not going to get anything extensive like that going. Because, like I said, with these captures, less is more. So, some of you folks, you're hearing horrible at being able to hear these. I know a lot of people say that, and it does, Sandy. It takes a trained ear to a lot of people. And what she hears are 2 syllables, but she can't make out the words. Totally understandable. And we're going to see if that changes after it's analyzed. And then Evelyn's saying, it sounded like a man with a deep voice, close as I can hear, Walter. So she's hearing Walter. Now, and Sherry, she can't make out the details really. And, you know, we're going to see after an analysis and after a few techniques, hi, Nicole, after a few techniques, we're going to see if it changes in any level, if we're able to hear it a little bit more clearly. So let's dive into that. Let me share the screen here with you after a break, and we're going to dive into the analysis of it. We're going to bring it up on Adobe Audition. That's what I use. It's like $20-some a month. It's worth every penny, folks, I promise. Or you can use Audacity. That's another fantastic program. Some use others, NCH. There's so many different ones out there. But we're going to take a short break. We come back. We're going to get into this EVP, talk about it, and see what you guys think. So stay tuned. More EVP Explorations on the way.
Brace yourself for the Paranormal Rockdown, July 18th and 19th, 2025 at the Haunted Broadhead Manor. Friday night, rock out with Dead Amsterdam, Left on Red, and headliner Green Jelly. The music may not be the only thing shaking these walls. Rumor has it the spirits love a good beat. Will you meet one? Saturday, meet paranormal legends like Dave Schrader, Sam Baltrusis, and more. Enjoy thrilling workshops, tasty treats, and a live Zoom Q&A with Dustin Perry. Dive into the ultimate paranormal investigation with expert guides. Or join a spine-tingling seance with Sam Baltrusis. Tickets are limited. Get yours now for an unforgettable weekend of music, mystery, and chills.
$23 past the hour. Welcome back, everybody. EVP Explorations. Those of you joining us and missed the first part of the show, we got everything recorded and taken care of for you right after the show. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, on the website, evpexplorations.com. And if you're into podcasts, you can catch us on Apple and all the other major podcast platforms. You can find us over there at podbean.com as well. Just search EVP Explorations. Now, before the break, we were talking with Donna, and she let us know about the EVP, the location a little bit, what led into it. And of course, we all just heard the original EVP. Now, that was sent in a WAV format. And I want to stress the importance of that. That's as raw as that file can get. So what that means is Donna did that correctly. Okay. Use a WAV format. Now, if you want to share your file after, sure, you can compress it after you're done with the analysis. Just keep in mind that puts it in different layers, folks. It compresses it. It's always good practice to keep it in the WAV format, but I understand if you want to share it, you can reduce it, of course. But what we're going to do, if it's okay with Donna, we're going to share the screen and we're going to go through your file. And Now, when I'm doing the analysis, unfortunately, you guys won't be able to hear it. If there is a way, I haven't mastered that yet. But I will analyze it as quickly as I can, and then what I'll do, I'll walk you through what I'm doing, and then I will save that file and I'll upload it here so you guys can hear it after the analysis. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and share the screen here. Get this open for you, if it lets me. There we go. Okay, so you guys can probably see I'm right here in Adobe Audition. This is the file. Okay, this is what we just heard. Now, of course, this initial spot, as you can see with the waveform view, as this is called, this is Donna. You can tell this is a human voice. Now, if you captured an EVP that looked like that, my goodness, please send it to me immediately. That would be phenomenal. Now, what you may look for is this as an initial response to an EVP. As you can see, it is lower in volume than Donna's vocals, along with this here, which may also be an EVP capture. Now, see, these are things that you can see and notice before you even hit play on the file. Now, especially if you're in a spectral view, you can see the differences. As I've said many, many times, over here in Donna's voice, you can see the fossil-like patterns in there, okay? You can see them, the vibrations, the human condition. You can see it. It's blatantly obvious. However, you come up here to the possible EVP that we found, you see it's a flat blotch, hardly any vibration whatsoever. That's a solid piece, or what I like to call a spirit vocal print, along with the next one right over here. You can tell that that is an EVP capture. These are things you learn to look for before you even hit play. When you're going through, when you're uploading this in real time and it's playing, you can see these right before your very eyes. You can literally see them. So keep an eye out for those. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to play the file, and I'm going to see what kind of amplification techniques we may be able to do to help out with the pronunciation, perhaps, so we can maybe hear what this male is saying. Just a moment. Okay. So I am going to put this on a different channel so I can hear it better. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now give me a moment here. Now, I mean, I will tell you, now that I've listened to it again, I hear two different males. This is without any analysis. Now, remember, when you're applying any kind of technique or filter or effect to this EVP file, remember, first, less is more. The first thing you do not want to do is highlight where the EVP is. Okay, you want to double click and highlight the entire file. Any change you make, you want to make to the entire file, or it's going to sound like a bad dubbing. It's going to sound like you copied and pasted it in there. So all we're going to do is we're just going to turn this up a tad. Just simply slow amplification. We're going to drop that. I'm going to play it again. Okay, so we've got the amplification applied. Now we just have to balance it so all vocals that are coming through, all that does is enhance. All we're doing is enhancing. We are not altering anything. We're not reversing. We're not singling out any type or portion of this EVP. We are simply applying an enhancement to the entire thing so we can hear it more clearly. So we're going to select the file again. We're going to come up here to effects. We're going to go under amplitude, and we're going to go into what's called a hard limiter. And this is going to balance, as you can see. It brings everything up to the surface. And it's just an amplification effect. That's all. It didn't alter the file at all. So we're going to listen to that again. Now, with that applied, I'm able to distinguish the male voice is different than the first male voice is different than the second. The second sounds like he is interjecting on what the first one said and adding more information to it, to me. That's what I'm hearing so far. I can't quite make out the words just yet. So now that we've done that, as you can hear, there is some static in the background. Now we can do a light movement of this, and this may help the voices better pronounced. So what we're going to do is highlight a small area like so, and you're going to right click, and we're going to capture that noise print, because that is all static. That is just simple sampling in the recorder, and we don't need it. So we're going to take this, we're going to apply it to the file, the entire file. You're going to select the entire file. You're going to go in here under noise reduction, and you're going to go into the process, and you're just simply going to click apply, because there's your nose profile you just captured. So you're going to click apply. Now, this is where you can run into major problems. This is where it can sound like a tin can. So this is something that if it doesn't work, undo it. Do not use it, because it could also it could just tear this EVP to shreds, and we're going to find out if it did. Just a moment. Now see, that was too much, in my opinion. So we're going to simply undo it. It's not needed. So now what we have to do, and where it comes down into time, which is something we don't have this evening, is you want to be able to understand what they're saying. Okay, but what I'm going to do, all I've done is some amplification techniques to this. Nothing harsh, nothing to alter it in any way whatsoever. It's simply been amplified. I'm going to save this, and we're going to see if you guys can figure out if there's any difference. We're going to save this here, and then I'm going to upload it to StreamYard for you. Hey, Greg, good to see you, buddy. We're going to bring it up here. Okay, now I've got the amplified one ready to play. Now see if you guys hear a difference, not just in how much louder it is. This is where you want to listen for, hey, is that one person? Is it two people? You know, you want to concentrate on Donna's question, and you want to see if any of those responses are answers to that question. But you may not be able to hear or understand what they're saying. Let's see what you think. Here's the one that's been edited just a tad.
Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture?
So as you could tell, what do you think, Donna? Are you able to hear both?
Yeah, I mean that's clearer. I hear it clearer there, but I once you hear what it says, you can't unhear it. So
Mm-hmm.
to me it's clear, but like you said, we've been doing this a long time, and we can hear that. It's frustrating because it's been so long since I've worked with the software to be able to bring it out. Watching you do
Right.
it, it's like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, and that's what makes it fun. That
Yeah.
is the mystery part. And a lot of people okay, so we may be able to hear it better when you mute your end. Okay, Colleen, let's try that. Let me try to go ahead and I'll get you muted.
Oh, you gonna do it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll get you muted. And I'm going to mute too, and then we're going to play this again.
Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture?
Okay. So we muted the mics. So let us know if that's better if we mute the mics whenever we're playing those.
Yeah.
I'm new to this edition of StreamYard. They have a bunch of new little features.
Well, the first little thing we hear, I mean, I don't know that I can't understand what that says. It's the last part that answers my question. If that helps anybody.
Yeah, the first male seems to be inaudible. The second male, to me, I mean, I hear when I hear it, I actually hear something vulgar.
Oh, it's not vulgar.
Okay. And that may be because I haven't had time to sit here and because things we can do, we can lower the pitch. You can change the speed temporarily to see if you can hear, what it's saying, the syllables. And it's the capture is amazing. I mean, it's one of those where you have a response. There is a response. And what's Evelyn saying here? Okay. Evelyn's saying, yes, clear to me. Still one man, 2 syllables. This time can hear second person. Seems further away. Yes. Okay. She noticed this.
Yeah.
With 3 syllables. So you have the first male voice that's inaudible. And it's almost as if the second male voice is maybe a stronger spirit filling in for him because he was maybe too weak. And it's a matter of sitting there, listening a few times, stepping away, listening a few times, and then you can probably pick out. So, I mean, if I was to rate this right away for you, Donna, this would be a class B because people, as you can see, some aren't able to distinguish the actual words. Now, with the capture, I love it because you captured 2 in here. There's 2. And if you look, if I do this again, share the screen here. If you look, you can see even better here. Now you can see your voice here, okay? You could see the vibration. You could see that is an actual human with their vocals vibrating. This, on the other hand, this is a white blotch, and that's all it is. That's all you can see. Now, of course, the program is going to give it something in the waveform view to help it stand out because it's the same amplification all around now. But on the spectral view, you're not going to see that. You're going to see just this blotch. And that's what I've noticed. And you could, every word, every syllable has one of those white blotches or spirit vocal prints. So it's something to look for in the EVP, and that's what this one has, and that's why it's such a great capture, because you captured 2 in 1, Donna, and you captured a male voice that says something inaudible, and this guy here, I'm going to do a quick trick here. And I'm just going to slow this down a notch for my own. But you guys won't be able to hear this. I apologize. But we're going to slow this down. Yeah, and like what I was what I was telling Donna, me personally, Donna, I'm hearing something vulgar this man is saying at the beginning. But that's me. I'm hearing something vulgar he's saying. And it almost at the end, and I'll put it out there, it almost sounds like he's saying not gonna.
No.
And you may hear something completely different. So what I would like, and this is because I've been teaching people this as well about suggestion, is once you say what you think you hear, the rest of us are going to hear that. That's and some may not. Some still may not. But we've processed it, we've analyzed it, we've quickly classified it as a class B capture. And it's two male voices, one saying 2 syllables, the other saying 4 or 5. That we've distinguished from it. The only thing we haven't figured out is what it says. So, Donna, what do you think this file says? And then I'll play it again for everyone.
I ask who's in the photo, and I don't know what the blip is, but where you've got highlighted, it's almost got a speech impediment. It says Dr. Murphy, and Dr. Murphy is who is in that picture.
Whoa. Okay. Now, see, that is a detail we didn't know. Because,
well, if I said I didn't want to take that.
Right. Exactly. And that's how these things change in a heartbeat. That could be an intelligent response telling you exactly who's in that photo. Now, without further ado, we're going to play this again. Now that it makes complete and total sense, everybody. And let's see what you hear this time.
Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture?
You hear it now?
Plain as day. Plain as day. And it's almost as if he's coming in hard. The first, and now that I've listened to it more times, I can hear the first one saying almost like, can you tell us who's in the photo? And then he's coming up and saying, yeah. And then this guy steps in and says, Dr. Murphy. And you can hear Dr. Murphy now. But there's more after it. There's something else after it. I can't place what that is, but there's something else after it. But, I can hear Dr. Murphy. And I'm sure everybody else, let me see what, okay. Sandy says she can hear it if she listens really hard. And she wants to know what was Dr. Murphy's first name.
I'd have to look it up.
Okay.
I should know it, but
no. And then Teresa, of course, she says she heard it. And Colleen, yeah, we're here. It's what I'm hearing. So Colleen can hear it as well. So now that we have that backstory behind it, and you were asking a direct question, hey, look at the photo, and you got a direct see.
Yeah. And to me, I heard it right off the bat in the one I sent you originally. I could hear it. So it was frustrating to having people listen to it because to me it just jumped right out.
And it did. It popped right out. But if I was sitting here and I was able to slow it down, I mean, I would have to do that.
Yeah. It's Dr. Edward Murphy.
Edward Murphy?
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Edward Murphy. Now, this is a classic, amazing example of a dual capture like this. And you only capture this on one device, right? Just one device got it.
One got it.
And that's the other rare mystery, why that happens. But you have two EVP captures in one file. It's almost as if, like I said, from what I hear, is you asking the question, the first male almost drops a yeah kind of response, and the other one basically, I would say, since this guy didn't want to talk, he jumps in there, and he's definitely a stronger spirit. And I can hear now that you said it that definitely says Dr. Murphy, and he identifies the photograph.
Yeah.
Which is beyond cool.
Wow. Yeah. It was very cool.
That is wow, Donna. Yeah. That is big. I mean, that's what we're looking for at the end of the day. That's what we're doing all this work for is a capture like that. And they're not all going to be Class A's. Like I told him a long time ago, Donna, I think I have two of them after all these years that I consider that. And they're hard. They're real hard to capture, those are. But when you have one like this, you definitely got in contact with not just one, but two spirits on this. And that's incredible. So they must be used to you. I mean, is it, have you been there before at this location, or was this the first time?
It was the second visit there. We went through and did a preliminary, and it was pretty interesting. But that was just the second time I'd been inside the building.
So they're kind of familiar with you then. So they kind of got to know you a little bit and opened up some, because to get two of them like that after one question, that's pretty incredible. That's hard to do. And if you don't mind, I mean, because we're going to end it here, the show here in a few minutes, but if you don't mind, I would like to really sit down with that and see if I can chip away at a few things, see if we can narrow this down, and then have you back again, and we'll go for round two. What do you say, Donna?
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun times.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to thank you so much for taking time to come on here and share. The key word I'm using is share your evidence with us like that. And if more people would do that, Donna, we may screw up and solve a few mysteries here, but we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But thank you for all the years of friendship as well. It's been amazing to know you, and the things that we pull out of this field through our adventures. It's just life-giving to me, and I'm glad you share the same passion. That means a lot.
Well, I appreciate you, Todd. Appreciate what you do and keeping it going. Keep teaching.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, is there any final words you want to say to the audience before we close it out?
No, thank you guys for being here.
Oh.
I enjoyed it.
All right. We'll see you back here soon, Donna. Take care.
Right. See you, Todd.
And there she was, Donna Tilley. So, there was a lot going into tonight's show. And I did a quick analysis for you. That was a brief one here for Donna and you guys to see the difference. I mean, it is quite a bit of difference, but we still couldn't pronounce those syllables. So it takes a trained ear, it takes a trained eye. Look for those things when you're analyzing your recordings. Take the time. I know you want things right now. Everybody wants things right now. That's what everybody wants. And I did make a screw up earlier. I want to say this real quick. The spot wasn't on Sherry's lung. It's on her right kidney, folks. I'm just still in shock about it myself, but I wanted to get that out there. So thank you for all the prayers and everything again, too. Those of you guys just showing up. But there was moments in that recording where, like I said, we captured two. There was a male voice in the beginning, and then there was one at the end that had 4 syllables. I mean, you guys did amazing at picking that out. And those are the things you look for in your recording. Learn to train your eyes. Take the courses over there on the website. They'll teach you how to train your eyes as well. so you can see these spirit vocal prints before they even come about. So, definitely take the time to process these files correctly. Take the time to do so. It's worth it. It's so worth it. I promise you. I promise you. And Sandy's asking if we can replay. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you so much. Sandy's asking if we can replay it when we're absolutely. We can replay that for you. Let me get it loaded up here. Here we go. We're going to play this for you 3 more times. See if you guys can hear maybe the first name. Maybe you can hear Edward now. Let's see.
Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture? Can you tell us who the people are in this picture?
And I think now, I mean, without a doubt, and it's sad because we have to classify it as a B because we didn't hear it before it was suggested. But when it was suggested, just like Donna said, you cannot unhear it. It says Dr. Murphy. He is responding to her question and telling her who's in that photograph. That's exactly what that is. Now, you cannot say, okay, it's a class A now. That's not how it works. But we all agree, I think we all agree before the show ends, that it does say Dr. Murphy. And I can clear that. I can hear that clearly. I can hear the slight accent in that as well. So you pay attention to those two. It's incredible. And there's Sandy's hearing a woman singing. She's hearing that in the background as well. I mean, see, and Stanley says he heard it. So that's what's important. That's why we're doing the work we do, folks. That's why it's so important to take the time to do this legwork, because as you can see, it's so rewarding to be able to investigate, get in there, do some paranormal investigation work, and track down what this is saying and relate it to the content, relate it to the land, relate it to a landowner, anything you can relate it to. That's what it's about. Sure, real time is fun. It's exciting. There's no anticipation, really. You begin to expect those words to come, and it's not the same. It's different. That's why the two are separate. So give it a shot. Try good old-fashioned EVP recording with a digital or analog. And Donna, she uses micro cassette as well. Those are phenomenal. So give them a shot, folks. Give them a shot. It's always worth it. But we're going to close this show out here for this week. Next week, we're going to get into some more analysis, review, and classification. We're going to be talking about that next week on next week's show. So be sure you tune in for that. Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central, right here on Sacred Spiral Network over there, EVPExplorations.com. Be sure and check out the Facebook discussion group as well. Get over there, tell your friends, hop in there, get some EVP discussion going. So I want to thank each and every one of you. You guys have a phenomenal weekend. I mean, it's gorgeous weather out there. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. So from all of us here, have a good one. Take care.